Now, track work on Tuesday morning. This is the last start Penang winner, Gold Coast captain, who broke the maiden tag over 1,400 metres just under 3 weeks ago. Has sharpened up nicely for his stint this weekend. He goes around in race number 1, Gold Coast captain. He goes for 2 wins in a row. Jackson Lowe takes the ride. He draws barrier 7 in the core mirror handicap. That is Gold Coast captain. Let's have a look at that winning performance from Gold Coast captain there at Penang. This was back on the 12th of March. It was over 1,400 metres. Let's have a look at that replay now.
Came Salute, running third, Gold Coast captain, going up along the inside. Then came Fire General, followed him behind him by the grey along the outside, Astro Heed. Also BM Power taking close order, and Flying Horse brings up the rest together with Zek Secession in the last place. As they race round the turn, they got about 400 metres left to run. A battle begins. Supreme Sasso in front. Along the far outside comes Gold Coast captain. Gold Coast captain races up, grabs the lead in 2 stride. It's Gold Coast captain in front, hard under the whip, Kim Salute, but there's no stopping Gold Coast captain. You can just about queue up and collect your money. Gold Coast captain has won by 4. Second there is Kim Salute. Third placing Chinese.
Now this is Deputy Law, who is first up from a spell. Hasn't raced since December, but his form in last preparation was quite solid, including 2 victories, and the most recent was his last start back on the 10th of December, when he was successful over 1,200 metres here at Ipoh. And to ride him on the weekend, it'll be M. Yusri, draws barrier 7 there in race 2. That is Deputy Law. Don't forget this, he is still a maiden after 8 starts so far. He has been placed on 3 occasions, has a bit of a history behind the barriers, has been a late scratching on no more than 3 occasions. But don't forget this, he goes around in race number 2 to be ridden by KT Cheng. He draws barrier 6. Don't forget this, he has been freshened up since his last start performance back on the 19th of February. Now Jetstar Eagle, who's had a little bit of a break. He's coming off a little 6-week interlude, and he returns to the racetrack there on Saturday in race number 3. And the horse Jetstar Eagle, only the 1 win from 27 starts so far. That win was recorded in July of last year, coming off a last start 5th back on the 19th of February. That is Jetstar Eagle. TM1 will take the ride. He draws gate number 2 in the Little Papa handicap. Now, Fairborn's coming off an unplaced effort there in Penang last start. We'll go back 2 starts ago when he was successful on the 11th of March. Fairborn winning over 1,700 metres in Penang.
Run in front, setting the pace now, time to shine. Then came one taking closer order along the outside, Ageless now making a run. Watch him. Then came in behind him. There is this one here, is flying ahead, making up ground along the outside, brings up the rest as they straighten up for home. In front, it's still time to shine. Along the outside, Ageless coming through. Good Coat coming back towards them, and here's Fairborn. Fairborn races up along the in the center. Fairborn going great guns along the outside. Ageless, Fairborn, they going stride for stride. Take your pick. It's still in front, Fairborn, and Fairborn put it on to win a length. Second, Ageless. Third placing there went to Flying Ahead.
Now the stablemates working together. That is Luck Dragon on the inside of Luck Treasure. Luck Dragon goes around in the Euphrates handicap, race number 4 there on Saturday. Luck Dragon, he's been a model of consistency over the last 6 months or so. He did blot the copybook last time out when unplaced here back in on the 11th of March, and that is Luck Dragon. He is working up on the inside of Luck Treasure, and Luck Dragon will be ridden once again by the apprentice Casey Wong. He draws barrier 5. Now let's have a look at Mayweather, going through his paces there on the sand on Tuesday. Mayweather, he's had the 40 starts overall for the 4 wins, coming off an unplaced effort there at Penang last time out. He steps up to 1,600 metres on the weekend. He goes around in the 4th race on the program, and Mayweather has won once over the mile previously, and will be ridden by M. Yusri, draws barrier 2. That's Mayweather. Now this is the 2-year-old Cherish, who'll be making its debut there in the restricted maiden on Saturday. Cherish has gradually improved in a couple of trials recently. Cherish, and will be ridden on the weekend there by Jackson Lowe, draws barrier 3, and Cherish is a 2-year-old Australian bred performer by Lucky Unicorn from Tune to Music, and is making its debut on Saturday. Now this is Common Sense, given a light workout on the sand on Tuesday. Common Sense from the yard of Stephen Cook, and will be ridden by the apprentice Casey Wong. He goes around in the 131 Stakes, and that is the restricted maiden race on Saturday. Common Sense has had the 4 starts overall and is coming off a last start 4th in Class 5 company there at KL. That was over 1,200 metres. He steps back to the 1,100 metres today. Common Sense looking to break the maiden tag there in race 5 on Saturday. Now Time to Shine steps out in race number 6 on the straight course. That's on Saturday, Time to Shine, and is coming off an unplaced effort there over the mile in Penang. He was a winner over 2,000 metres prior to that. He steps back to the 1,100 metre straight course on Saturday, and his record at the straight course isn't too bad. 3 starts at the track and distance for the 2 placings. Normally an on-pace runner is Time to Shine. M. Yusri will take the ride. He's engaged in the on-stage handicap. That is Time to Shine. Now Lightning Rod also goes around in race number 6, and of course this horse has been down on recent form. Expect improvement. Back to the 1,100 metre straight course. He's won over the track and distance before. That was earlier on in his career there, Lightning Rod, and trained by Yvette Van Broekelen, and will be ridden by the apprentice S. Saddam. He draws towards the outside in gate 11. Looks a very good chance of striking back into the winning circle there on Saturday. That is Lightning Rod. Now Govelovsky is the next one we'll have a look at, going around in the Adelaide Star Handicap race number 7. Casey Wong will take the ride on Govelovsky, coming off a last start second in Penang when he went down narrowly to Awakened on that occasion, and that race was over 1,300 metres back on the 18th of March. We'll have a look at that replay very soon. That is Govelovsky working up on Tuesday morning. So let's go back to that run of Govelovsky back on the 18th of March when he went down narrowly behind Awakened. He was beaten ahead this day. Let's have a look at Govelovsky running second at Penang.
The third placing was Mogan's Pet. They were followed by D Great Legion, dropping away Warlord. Then came Awakened, and they were followed by Govelovsky. Scissor still back midfielder, but is now starting to wind up from near the back with Why Like That. And they were followed by Nothing to Lose. Our two Shayas not in the race, and Rush is at the tail end. In the straight they come. Sion the Triumph goes to Baby Polo, but Awakened is joining in out wider, and going with it there was Mogan's Pet and D Great Legion. But down the outside, Awakened has taken the lead. On the inside, Sion the Triumph and Govelovsky. He's got the split between the pair. Will he get up in time? Awakened in front. Govelovsky goes to him. Leave this one to the judge there, wide apart.
V Respect You was a very impressive winner there at KO last time out when he led all of the way over 1,400 metres, and he won by just under 2 lengths that day. That was back on the 25th of March, and V Respect You. Sulim takes the ride, gets in with the claim there. V Respect You, he goes around in the lucky last, the Viva Epo Handicap. That is race 8 on Saturday, and that is V Respect You. Now this is Joyful, who's coming off 2 placings in a row, gradually working his way back to some better form now. The 9-year-old, he's had the 65 starts overall for the 8 wins and 17 placings. He has been in the system for a few seasons now, Joyful, and is coming off a last start placing there to win Chaser over the mile. Steps back to 1,400 metres there on Saturday, goes around in race 8, and will be ridden by KT Cheng, draws barrier 4, and that is Joyful. Now the Penang Visitor is Superb 7, coming off a last start second to Probably after racing on the speed on this occasion, and this was back on the 19th of March over 1300. Superb 7 finishing second in Penang.
Along the inside of them down is Superb 7, brings up the rest with Flaming Fire Hard as they straighten up for home. They got about 400 meters left to run. In front, setting the pace now is still probably along the outside. Royal Explorer going up for Crack Adelaide. Royal Explorer and probably going slightly the better. Hard under the whip. Benny Woodworth bring the stick into use. Along the inside is still probably around the outside. Royal Explorer, they're not going to catch probably. You can queue up and collect your money. Probably wins second day Superb 7, third placing Royal Explorer. Then